Yeah, so we are here to start a new unit.
Okay.
Good. Yeah, my name is Samuel. Yeah, that is my first name, and the second name is Nyamiche.
That's fine.
That's right. My background is in management, supply chain, and logistics. Yeah, with procurement as major. Yeah, I currently work as the commercial manager for one of the supply chain companies in the UK. Yeah, I've got an MSc in supply chain, global supply chain management and logistics, and I've also got an MBA in procurement and strategy. So I'll be taking you for this model.
That's super. That's outstanding.
Good. So you want to also, talk a little bit about yourself briefly? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you, Mr. Samuel.
Yes, so do you want to talk about yourself briefly before we carry on?
My name is Tasawwur Hussain. I'm working as a senior HR operations manager for one of the multinational group. Our main sector is construction. Yeah. However, we have many other sectors as well. But mostly I look after for the construction clusters. Yeah. So I'm associated with this group since last 13 years based in Qatar. Yeah. Now we have so many branches, like we are working in Iraq, in USA, in France, and in Kazakhstan, in Saudi, in Iraq, Algeria, Maldives. We have so many branches now. So our business is expanding nowadays.
Okay, that is a very big portfolio.
Yep.
Yeah, very big portfolio. Okay. That is great. That is great. So any reason for jumping onto this course?
Yeah, Mr. Samuel, I believe you are from Nigeria. Yeah?
Ghana.
Ghana. Okay, Ghana.
Yes.
That's good. So I'm ready.
Okay, that is brilliant. I wanted to find out what is your motivation for joining the course, this particular model.
Just go ahead and I will see that.
Okay, that is brilliant. So we have this model which is titled Leadership Development and Performance Management. And it's going to be a postgraduate level because of Unit 7 is definitely a postgraduate level. It's got 20 credits. Then obviously it's supposed to be like 100 guided hours, and total, you have to understand that this is a mandatory unit. Yeah, it's a mandatory unit. It's not optional. It's not like it's a core to a large extent. And it's not like the other models that you might have a pass, a merit, and a distinction. This one is got just two options. You either pass it or you fail it. So there are not a lot of options, which means that you have to put in a lot of effort in it. What are the aims of this model? The aim is for the learner to develop strategic leadership and management knowledge and skills. Can you see my screen?
Yes, it's viewable. I can see and I can hear loud and clear.
Okay, wonderful. Right. Yeah, so what we are supposed to do is to learn the role of leadership and management in enhancing teamwork. So let's take note of these keywords. Teamwork. effective communication, and organizational performance. So these three are very, very, very key in this model that we are studying. Yeah, the teamwork, effective communication, and organizational performance. Are you getting any feedback? Is there an echo? Is it from my side or from? I can hear
everything is your sound is loud and clear, and I can view your screen as well. So everything is okay. No issues.
Okay, brilliant, brilliant. So that is it. The learning outcomes, very, very important. So we've got 4 learning outcomes for this model. The first one is for us to understand the concepts of leadership and management. So we're going to look at what leadership is all about and what management is all about. And the assessment criteria for this learning outcome are 3. The first one is for us to examine the key concepts of leadership and management, for us to also be able to analyze different leadership and management theories and their respective applications. Then finally, we'll look at critically evaluating a range of approaches to developing effective leaders and managers. So that is the first one with the learning outcome. The second learning outcome is for us to be able to understand and develop, understand learning and development in leadership and management. What does it mean to learn, to train? What is it going to do leadership and what is it going to do to management? So this one will be looking at the dimensions of coaching and mentoring as tools for developing leadership and management skills. We also look at the trends in workplace learning, how learning usually takes place in workplaces, and also examine the strategies of how we can integrate these learning tools and development within the wider organizational focus. Yeah, then the third one will be understanding leadership and management development programs. So there are so many programs in addition to what we've just mentioned that goes on, management normally undertake to develop leadership. And then we'll look at that. Then eventually the fourth learning outcome is for us to understand.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Mr. Samuel.
Yes.
For point number 3, I would like to go in more details that understand leadership and management development program.
Yes.
What are the indicators?
So these ones to analyze the indicators of success for effective leadership and management development programs. So when we start the course, you see certain leadership theories and traits and other things that indicate success. So definitely that is going to come up. Yeah, so we'll be looking at all of them, yeah, one by one, and that will bring a bigger understanding to this one. Is that okay?
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. Then we'll also look at approaches of evaluating leadership and development programs. So whether they are working or they are not working. So we'll look at that. Then finally, we'll look at the role of motivation, teamwork, effective communication in making leadership very effective. So we will be analyzing how to develop effective teams for performance. I will also look at how we can develop motivation within the team. So we'll look at the models and the theories of motivation, yeah, within the leadership development. Then finally, we'll look at relationship and what communication plays in all this. Very, very key. Communication, effective communication plays an extremely important role when it comes to this leadership development and delivery. But obviously, the essence of this whole exercise is for us to, at the end of the day, be able to produce work that will be assessed, and based on that, we can be graded on this. So we've got 2 tasks that we are going to do on this one. Yeah, so the first one will be preparing a presentation file. Yeah, then you would also have to develop notes alongside this. So in essence, you are doing a presentation, and when you finish, you should be able to produce the notes that somebody else can at least go through it. So the first scenario is that there has been a recent change of leadership as Sports Direct. Sports Direct is one of the biggest sports accessories companies in the UK. Yeah. So you have been asked that the new executive director wants to perform the current offerings of the organization and bring new innovative ideas forward to ensure that the organization is ready for challenges coming from competitors. So, I mean, you've got a new executive director who is trying to turn things around to make sure that the company, is competitive. So you have been contacted by the head of operations, put forward the importance of effective leadership and management through a brief presentation. So it's like you've been called to do a presentation, and you have to prepare the presentation materials and present it. Yeah, so you do that, and obviously your boss will have a look at it. Whoever is going to bring into the meeting will at least listen to it. Yeah, then we also do as the second one a management report. Yeah, so 2 things we're going to do on this one: a presentation, then a management report. But we'll have time to go through this at the end of the lessons. When we finish the 4 learning outcomes, we will go into the assessment or assignment brief again, so that you know exactly what it is. Yeah, but for the presentation, you are supposed to do like a 10 minutes presentation, and your slides should cover like 500 words. Then the second one, which is the management report, your report should consist of all these that we'll be discussing. And what is important is that your report should be at least 4,000 words, including table of content, diagram, references, and appendixes. Yeah, so evidently, this is what you are supposed to produce at the end of the work: a presentation file. Then you accompany with the speaker notes up to 500 words. Then you have your management report also generated. So these are going to be the 2 assessments that will be required for you to be able to get this unit passed. Yeah. Is it clear so far?
Yeah, is it very clear?
Okay, so we wanted to give a quick introduction and also look at what is required of us in terms of this. So let's quickly jump on to today's lessons and see what we can do. All right. So let me quickly. Yeah, so like I mentioned originally, leadership and management development, we are supposed to understand the concept of leadership and also management. So the unit aim, is that the purpose of this unit is to develop the leadership and management knowledge and skills of people in senior management roles. So like you said, we are looking at people in strategic positions, senior management roles. And we are looking at ways by which they can develop knowledge in leadership and also management and the skills that goes with it at that strategic level. Yeah, so that is what we have to be looking at. Then we'll also be looking at the nature of the roles of these leaders and the competencies that are required to go with this kind of high-level roles. So these are very, very important. Yeah, leadership, management. What sort of knowledge you need to be able to function, and what sort of skills do you need level, and what roles you find yourself in, and how do you manage it. So that is it. So we want to take a few definitions. Yeah. What leadership is all about. Yeah. Look at the definition that we have here.
It's appropriate. It's very appropriate definition. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that is fine. So, like you said, it's the art of motivating a group of people to act towards achieving a common goal. Yeah. And you should be able to possess the qualities, the personality, and also the skills that would make people want to follow you. And this is very, very important. Yeah. So it means that it's not everybody who is a leader. There are people who are managers, but nobody seems to follow them. Yeah. So even though they are in senior positions, they don't have the skill to be leaders, and people are not inspired by their leading. And they don't have the qualities, they don't have the skills, they don't have the behavior to be able to get people to accept the charisma that is around them. Yeah. But tell me, if you were supposed to add anything to this definition, what were you going to add?
Yeah, it's appropriate. It's very short and clear, and I think it's okay.
All right. All right. That is brilliant. So it sort of sums up what leadership is all about. Then, because we're also looking at what management is, we also giving a small definition of what management is and the functions that comes into management. So we are saying that we've got 5 functions when it comes to management. And the first one is planning. Yeah. What is planning? What is it? Deciding upon the goals and methods to achieve them. Yeah, so you have to sit down and decide on the business goals. What are we out there to achieve? And if this is what we want to achieve, how do we go about it? So you put plans in place to be able to achieve those goals. Then we are talking about organizing. Yeah, organizing. What is it? Organizing is the best way by which you can allocate resources. Yeah, the resources that you have in terms of personnel, in terms of materials, in terms of equipment and all that. Yeah, you have to have the skill to be able to manage the allocation of this so that there is no shortage or excess in any of the areas. Very, very, very key. Then a manager also directs. Yeah, there should always be control. There should always be monitoring. Yeah, there should always be a guide. And that is one of the things that a manager does. So we are saying that they are there to motivate, they are there to instruct, they are there to supervise, and also to assign, obviously, tasks and other things to the team. So directing is also important. And lastly, like I mentioned, control, monitoring to make sure that whether we are on track on what we set ourselves to do. Yeah, so these are the 2 main terminologies that we have to really catch at this stage. and hold it firmly, because it's going to run through the whole lessons that we would have. Is there any questions to this point?
It's fine. It's fine. It's appropriate.
Okay. All right. Brilliant. Brilliant. So let's carry on. We want to now look at what leadership is all about. And in a moment, you see that leadership is a concept or something that has come very far. As long as organizations exist, and they have to take decisions, they have to come up with vision, they have to direct, they have to manage, they have to motivate, they have to communicate. There is the need for us to understand the concept of leadership and management as a whole. We want to pick leadership to start. Yeah, so Warren has made a very profound statement here, which is very important for us to look at. And we can break it down to understand what the concept of leadership and it's all about. So he's saying that leadership is a function of knowing yourself. So it's important for the leader to know your strengths and your weaknesses. Your style, what works for you, what do you think that it's easy for you to handle, your emotions, your ability to manage your own emotions and all that. So you should be able to know yourself, your personality, and what your traits are, inherent traits and all that. So know yourself. Then obviously one of the very important tasks is for you to have a long sight or a foresight, to be able to always dream and to have aspirations and things for the company. Managers will always be short-term, but leaders are always long-term. They are looking at where the company should be in 10 years from now, 5 years from now, while the manager would be looking at visions broken down in bits and pieces and try to achieve them. So you're supposed to have vision, and this vision, we are saying that it should be able to communicate it clearly to everybody. So you know yourself, having a vision that can be well communicated, and you also need to be able to have a good relationship with people for them to accept you. Through trust. Honesty and integrity. Somebody whose word and their deeds align. It's not somebody whose words are different from how they manage themselves and how they manage things. Then obviously taking effective action to realize all the potentials that are in you. So this is what Warren has added to whatever we have mentioned. Then quickly, let's look at leadership theories generally. What is it? We see that, like I said, it has got a lot of theories, but it has come a long way. We are saying that a lot of researchers and a lot of people have looked into what leadership is all about. And they've had different kinds of views, different kinds of agreements on them. But these all have been put together, and it has been developed into various theories. So some of them have put the emphasis on personal options. What it means is that they are looking at leadership. For instance, I will ask a very simple question, whether you agree with it. Are leaders born or they are made? Have you come across that concept? Leaders, are they born or they are made? What do you think about that?
Born.
They are born. Okay, so they are born. If you say they are born, what do you mean? They are born with all the qualities already?
Exactly. Actually, this is what I'm experiencing. One of the best quality or best capabilities in my tenure is leadership.
Okay.
And I have a very good crowd management. This is not, this is management is saying this, and
Mm,
people speak this, and I have proved this on ground. So in my level 7, this is the subject also. So now I'm going in theory that, and
mm,
I'm observing that it's word by word true. Yes, everything what is mentioned in your presentation is very effective and it's correct.
mm. Okay. Okay. So you can testify that there are some qualities in you that makes you a leader and it's working for you.
Yeah, and these qualities, once the management seats, and many people came on my position, and they came and they gone, and they were having the leadership missing skills. Yeah,
Mm,
and
mm,
once
mm,
they compare it with my personality, so my personality is by born. Yeah. And
mm,
there is trust of the people, there is honesty, there is integrity. Yeah, all these
mm.
points are existing naturally in my personality, so this helps me to achieve the company goals.
Wonderful, wonderful. It's good to know that. But tell me, Taza, tell me, what role does training and learning, what role would it play on, I mean, if you naturally you are born with the talent. So what do you think learning and training, what role will it play in all this?
Learning and training is very essential. You need learning and you need training throughout your whole life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, with reference to the leadership skills, I have it. I did not read it previously. Now I'm
Mm-hmm.
learning this actually, but I
Mm-hmm.
already applied naturally without
Mm-hmm.
learning from any source. Yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
applied on ground, and I have history for that, and I have many achievements on leadership. Like there is a protest of 15,000 people. I went there
Okay.
and I sorted out that one. However, the government authorities failed to fix this issue, protest. So there
Mm-hmm.
you need a leader who can sort out the issue. Yeah, therefore
Mm-hmm.
I achieved that, yeah, and many such issues. Now, recent example from FIFA 2022
Yeah.
till date, within 1 year, I have terminated and repatriated 25,000 employees, which is,
Wow.
I think, way, and with zero protest, with zero issues, very, very politely, in very professional way. Everybody repatriated. Mostly, once you terminate a big number of employees, they will
Yeah.
create some troubles. Yeah, maybe they don't want to
Mm.
leave the company, and so if you are a leader, you can handle it properly within the
Mm.
goal of the company.
Amazing, amazing. So after the FIFA, yeah, that you needed to at least offload all those people, but it was a big project, and they needed somebody to be able to handle that, and you've been able to achieve that.
Yeah, actually, over most of the projects in billions, they belongs to FIFA. So we have to complete that projects before FIFA. Yeah. So
Yeah,
once we completed those old projects, then we have to, now the people have to, employees have to leave because their project is over. Yeah,
it's over. Yes. Mm.
that's the case.
Amazing, amazing. That is interesting. It's good to know. And these are some of the things that you might have to include in your assignment. Yeah, practical experiences like this and the achievements, and that will really help. Yeah. So what are some of the and maybe just to add to what we were discussing, yeah, leaders to some extent, yeah, and other people believe that they are born, yeah, with certain traits naturally, so they are there, they are, but it looks like you would when you are exposed to training and learning, it sharpens these skills. And
exactly. This is what I'm doing now. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. It sharpens and it brings better understanding of how to handle those skills. Yeah, because you will now know that, okay, oh, this skill is there, but this is the best way to maybe operate it or to handle it to make it more effective. So I think these are two things that we might have to look at. Okay, so what are some of the leadership theories that are out there? There are plenty of them, but we'll just go through a few of them in this study. So you see that there are several leadership theories, plenty of them, but we just mentioned these few. So we have like the trait theory of leadership. What is it? We'll talk about it. Behavioral theory of leadership, contingency, management grade, situational theory, great man, path, goal, participatory leadership theory. So there are several of them. We'll touch on a few of them in this study so that you would know that these are the various theories, and sometimes you even know where you sit in terms of your leadership style. Then if there is a need for you to complement it with other things, do a SWOT analysis of where you are and be able to at least improve upon your weaknesses and increase your strengths. So these are some of the leadership theories. Let's pick the first one, for instance, trait theory. What is it? Trait theory. When we talk about trait theory, what we mean is that we want to say that personality characteristics, makes leaders effective. So their person, what they have as a person contributes very much to their effectiveness as leaders. So it points out that the personal traits or personal characteristics of a person makes him effective and a successful leader. So you have people like Charles, Baird, and Ralph, who have come up with a few of these traits that they think that these are some of the traits, these are some of the elements within people that makes them successful. Let's pick that of Charles, for instance. What does he identify as some of the qualities, and the traits? So Charles thinks that successful leaders usually have got traits like this. Some of them include good personality. So when we say good personality, it means that the person naturally is good. It comes across as somebody who is very good. They're able to take care of themselves personally. If you meet them personally, you will like them. And they also have qualities that are good in terms of they are kind. They will be able to show love and all that. They are very patient and all that. So you come across as a personality that people like. This guy is such a good guy. And they think that this is a trait that you need to be able to succeed as a leader. Then intellectual ability, and that's what we mentioned, that you need learning. So you should be able to have the intellectual ability. As a leader, you should be able to assemble a lot of information and be able to interpret them and to be able to manage them. If you are not able to have that kind of intelligence to handle issues at that level, then it's going to be difficult for you to succeed as a leader. Then initiative. Initiative, we are talking about having the ability, the drive, the desire to achieve. Is always taking the step to be able to achieve something. Some people are so laid back. You have to push them and push them. But leaders are not like that. Leaders are always on the move. They are always one step ahead. They also have self-confidence. You see, self-confidence will bring you to a point where your followers can believe in what you are promoting. Yeah, if you're not confident yourself, then nobody will believe in what you are trying to get them to do, or your vision and your goals. Yeah, you should come across as somebody who is matured to be able to handle your emotions and your relationship with people. Fairness, which is, yeah, straightforward. Willingness to accept responsibility. Yeah, when something goes wrong, you don't run away. You are there to accept it. When things go right, you accept the praise also. Considerate and imagination. I mean, this is very important. The dreaming aspect of leaders. You're always dreaming. He's always imagining where the company should be, and ideas and other things are always coming out. Yeah, so Charles thinks that these are very important qualities. I don't know whether you want to add anything to this, or you think it's fair.
It's fair. It's fair.
Good, good, good. Yeah. So Stockdale also added a few other ones, which he thinks that yes, these can also add to make effective and successful leaders. You should be able to be adaptable, yeah, to issues, yeah, because the workplace keeps changing. The whole is very dynamic. A whole lot of things are happening every now and then. As a leader, you should be able to adapt. You should be somebody who will be able to make decisions. Yeah, should be ambitious. We've mentioned it, having the initiative, that level of persistence, the energy, obviously, dominance, diplomacy, intelligence, social skills, and obviously, like we said, the intelligence, conceptual skills. You should be able to understand issues and be able to manage them. Yeah, so these are some of the traits, the inborn things that we have. So tell me, like you said, you see yourself as somebody who is naturally born as a leader. Do you see any of these traits from Charles and Stockwell? Do you see any of these traits in you?
Yeah, those all are perfect, and it is mandatory to be for a leader.
That's right. That's right. So at least you have them across somewhere within your management style.
Correct.
Yeah, you need them definitely. Okay. Yeah, there's only one downside of it where people think that, okay, yes, these are true. There's no two ways about it. But if we rely too much on these inborn traits, yeah, that is what makes a leader. Then sometimes it's difficult to handle that in all people, because it's not easy to be able to identify these traits in every leader. So if somebody is missing one or two, does it mean that that person is not an effective leader? So it's still something that is still ongoing. Yeah, but I think, like we've established, if you've got the trait in there, it is a plus for you. It is a good start for you. All you have to do is to develop it, have a bit more exposure, and look at how you can develop that kind of skill to make it very, very effective. So that is the trait theory. When it comes to the behavioral theory.
Sorry to interrupt. Just I want to
Yes.
add in critics that I'm totally not agree with this criticism.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. So what is your argument? What is it? What is it that you can add?
I would like to say that I'm not agree with these critics.
Yes.
It might be his own concept, yeah, and
Yes.
he's allowed to have any concept. It depends on his brain state.
Yes, I think it's important, and that is why academic discourse is important, because the argument is that yes, some of the traits, while some traits may work in some situations, they might not work in others. That is the argument. That okay, we are talking about yes, it's a good personality, yeah, but yes, it will work in certain places where people accommodate good personalities. But he's saying that in certain situations, people don't really care about your personality. They want something else. So when it comes to the motivations of people, and they are completely different from the kind of traits you have, maybe that kind of trait will not work perfectly like you are thinking. So they are not saying that they are denying the fact that inborn traits are important, but they are saying that, yeah, sometimes we have to be aware that it might not necessarily work in all situations. I don't know whether you understand where they are coming from.
Yeah. Actually, if this critics works, once
Yeah.
your leadership circle is a small circle, yeah.
Uh,
But once
yeah.
you talk about a huge circle, bigger picture, so I do not agree with this critics.
That's right. So when it's a bigger picture, when the company is big and you have
You have to deal
that's
with
right.
the uh, huge number of people, and there
Mm, mm.
I'm agree with the theory, and I'm not agree with the critics.
The
However,
critics.
still the critics we can consider in case of a small number of people, and you have a leadership role there. Yep.
Mm. Yeah, so I think that is important. And like you said originally in your presentation, you said that some people have come into your role and they couldn't succeed because they don't have it. Yeah, so what?
Exactly.
Yeah, so what we are saying is that these inborn traits are very important, and they are needed for you to succeed as a leader. Is that okay?
Exactly. 100% agree.
Okay, so let's pick two more of these theories for today. So the other one that we want to look at is behavior. Yeah, the theory that has got to do with behavior. And this one has got a history in the US where two universities did a study on how behavior affects leadership styles, and what sort of impact does it have on the employees. So the the Ohio State University and Michigan, they focus activities on leaders to identify behavioral patterns that affect employees' satisfaction and performance. As per this theory, a particular behavior of a leader gives great satisfaction to followers. So they recognize him as a good leader. And if it doesn't give satisfaction to them, they will say you are a bad leader. So they are suggesting that your behavior as a leader has got consequences, has got some results. Either you are tagged as a good leader or you are tagged as a bad leader. What does it mean? So what it means is that a person's leadership abilities are a product of their environment. So where you grew up, the things that you've been able to pick, it guides. They think that it is not, you are not born by them, but where you grew up, where you studied, the people that you relate with, the training that you've had, the exposure that you have is what shapes your behavior. So leaders are formed and trained, not born. They think that they are not born, in contrast to the models that we've just discussed. Successful leaders could also be developed through teachable conduct, that is learning, rather than being born with it. I don't know whether
That,
you have
yeah, that's true. That's true.
that is true. Okay. So they are saying that this is extremely important. And another point is that a leader's performance is not influenced by the inborn traits alone, but leadership qualities can also be driven by behavior. The way you behave makes somebody become a particular kind of leader. Yeah. So in order to be able to get the results to boost the output and also maybe the motivation of the team. Managers should take very good care of how they behave. They should be mindful of their own behavior. That is very, very important. So that is what the behavioral theory is talking about, that behavior plays an important role in leadership. I don't know whether you have any question on this one also or contribution.
That's true. That's true. I fully agree.
Okay. So let's pick the last one for today. Let's look at what we also call the managerial grade. That is also another leadership theory. Yeah, and this is very interesting. There are two people who came up with this theory. One is called Blake and one is called Merton. That is why it's called the Blake-Merton grade. Yeah, and they've come up with a framework, a model. Yeah, and what they are saying is that a leader's behavior style, yeah, is sometimes influenced by the way he manages people and the tax. Yeah, how he manages people and the tax. So it's a framework used to determine a leader's behavior style, identify their concern for people against their concern for tax production or production. Yeah, so you've got two resources that you have. Okay, the first resource is the people that you have, the team that you have, and the other one is the results that you are supposed to produce. So if you're a manager, how are you going to manage these two things that you have on your hands? The people that you are going to use to achieve the targets and the production that you have, how do you manage them? And that is where this management grade comes in. Yeah, so if you look at the grade, this is how it looks like. This is how it looks like. There are 5 different kinds of management styles that the managerial grade is talking about. So let me quickly go back again. Yeah, so the one in red is what we call the impoverished management. We will look into that in a minute. The second one is produce or perish management. The third one is middle of the road management. The fourth one is the country club management. And the last one, which is usually the preferred, the most effective, the one that the studies have shown that works very well, is the team management. So like I said, this is how it looks like. So if you look at the 1.1, that is the impoverished. So on this axis, this is concern for production, and the vertical axis is concern for people. So if you're a manager or a leader and you have a very low concern for production, you don't really care. I mean, you don't put anything in place to get production achieved. And there again, you've got very low concern for people. Then we are saying that that is an impoverished management style, and it's very weak. It doesn't achieve anything. Then again, you can also have a manager who has got a high concern for production. He wants to get things done. Yeah, but however, he's got a low concern for people. So the people he is using to achieve the task, he's got less, concern about them. He's only about the tax. Then we have the middle of the road, a manager who tried to sit in the middle, who tried to compromise. Okay, I'll be concerned about the people, I'll be concerned about the production, but I'll meet them in the middle instead of bringing them to the extreme. So it sits in the middle, even though he's achieving certain things for the people and also production. You see that it doesn't go any further than the midpoint. And as much as it's good, I don't think that is what we are looking for. Then we also see a management style where the manager has got a very high concern for people. So very, very high. But it's got a low concern, a low concern for production. So it's called the country club. It's like a club. It's like fun making. We are just enjoying ourselves. So it's all about people. It's not about production. Yeah, and that is also not good. But we recommend that when you have a manager who has got a very good concern for people and a very good concern for production, it's a team management style. And that is what produces results that management is looking for. So that is important. So basically what we are saying is that the impoverished management is the least desirable style. It has no regard for creating systems that gets the job done. Then it has got very little interest in creating a satisfaction or motivating environment for the team. So it's not achieving anything. Then the produce or perish management, this is the autocratic kind of leadership style. So all he's looking for is his job. So he has strict work rules, policies, and procedures. And he even views that if you are punished, it's a way of motivating the team. So punishment is part of a motivating style. Yeah. What we see is that because of the way he is, it can drive production to some extent, but it's not going to be long-lived. It's going to be quite shortly. Very soon, the morale of the workers will fall, and that will affect performance or productivity in the long run. Then, like I mentioned, middle of the road, the leader tries to balance the results or the production and people. Okay, I'll keep a compromise, but we'll see that eventually it will fall. And it's not going to be able to achieve either performance or the needs of the people. So you really need to push it a bit more. The country club, like I mentioned, is being more concerned about the needs and the feelings of the team members rather than production. So this accommodating style tends to result in a work environment that is very relaxed and fun, but production suffers in the end. Because there's no direction, there's no control. The manager is only concerned about the welfare of people, but not production. So what we are saying is that teamwork management is the most effective leadership style. It reflects a leader who has passion about their work and who does the best for the people they work with. So they are interested in the targets that they have, and they're also interested in the well-being of the people they are using. So they're able to prioritize both the organizational needs and people's needs. Yeah, they commit to organizational goals and missions, and they're able to motivate people who report to them so that they can work hard to be able to achieve these higher and great results. And that is what we are looking at. So the managerial grade sort of says that the impoverished management is the least desirable, but the team management should be the most desirable one for this particular leadership theory approach. Yeah. So we would pause here. We will come back again tomorrow and carry on with the other leadership theories that we have. We'll run through them so that at least we have a fair idea what sort of leadership theories we have out there. Then we can now look at how to apply them in our effort to develop the skills at that level of management. So, Tausa, I will pause here and ask if you have any questions or any contributions so far?
Thank you very much, Mr. Samuel. It's perfect. I have added so many knowledge, like this managerial grade is something new for me. However, I'm doing this, but I have learned the terminologies and the way how to describe. Yeah.
Great, great, great. That's fine. So we would end here, and tomorrow same time we'll come back and we will carry on. We've got a few more leadership theory that we'll go through, then we will take it from there. So like we said originally, this model requires for us to be able to do 2 assignments. The presentation and also a management report. Like I said, we will have a look at it at the end of our study. When we finish all the 4 learning outcomes, we go over it again. So please keep that at the back of your mind. Our focus is looking at leadership and also management, the knowledge that we should develop and also the skills we should develop to be able to help us manage at the strategic level. And that is crucial. We have looked at some leadership theories today. We've looked at traits, which obviously is coming from the fact that people are born with leadership traits, and those traits, we've identified some of them. We've also identified that in addition to the traits, other study also suggests that your behavior, the way leaders' behavior is also important. And that usually is informed by their environment, the kind of learning they've achieved, and a whole lot of environmental factors that affect them. Then we've ended with this management grid, where we have 5 different settings, and we are saying that the impoverished one is not the best. We should aim at the teamwork, and that is what is going to give both the results on the production side and also the results on the people that we are managing. So yes, we would end it here, and we would come back tomorrow if that is okay with you.
That's fine, but I would like to request if you can send me through my email ID the presentation, the material we were watching on the screen. So again, I can have another look in my spell time. Yeah.
All right, that's fine. And you know that the recording is also going to be saved, so you can always have access to the recording as well.
Exactly.
Okay, all right. So you can share your email address with me on the WhatsApp page, and I will forward it over to you.
I need to share here or on WhatsApp?
On WhatsApp, please.
Sure. I will do that.
All right, then. Thank you so much. So have a brilliant rest of the day, and we will catch up tomorrow.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Samuel.
You're welcome.